Hello and welcome to Systematic Theology, THEO 301, which has been revised and updated in light of Alistair McGrath's 6th edition of Christian Theology and Introduction. That is the textbook for the class. You must have the 6th edition because the 5th edition has material has another chapter that is not included in the 6th chapter, and it's the 6th edition. The 6th edition has changed around some chapters and added a chapter, and so at any rate, you get the point. You need to have the 6th edition. You cannot get by with the 5th edition. The class layout is based on the textbook along with some supplementary material. In each of the modules, each of the units, you'll have reading from McGrath, the textbook, and please note that we are not doing anything with part 1 of the textbook. There are a couple of pages that you're asked to read, but for the most part, what you're doing is skipping over the first part, which has to do with periods, themes, and personalities. It's a great material for your background, but it's not necessary for this class. And so we're going to start with part 2, sources and methods. Each chapter is 25 to 30 pages, so it's not a lot of reading, and the reading is not that difficult. He has a way of making difficult ideas accessible, and so I hope that you'll find that to be the case. So there are some supplementary materials which you should be sure to review, websites as well as videos, and I think you'll find the videos, which are all pretty brief, very helpful. In each of the units 1 through 4, you will have, of course, in addition to the discussion question, a short written assignment of 3 to 4 pages, 750 to 1,000 words, in APA format on a particular focal point for that particular unit. So be sure to do the reading and be well prepared for the discussion question as well as for the written assignment for each unit. Please also note that we are not going strictly through the book chapter by chapter. We are instead focusing in this 301 course on theology as a discipline of study, and then sources, and then we're going to look at the basis for theology, which is of course the Bible, divine revelation, whether there's natural theology as well that you can draw on, the knowledge of God in nature, general revelation, as well as special revelation, the use of philosophy in categorizing and systematizing theological concepts and ways of bringing it all together. Then we go to the doctrine of God, which is theology proper, as it's sometimes spoken of, and then the doctrine of Christ, Christology. You'll find that those go in order in the textbook. Then, though, in Unit 5, we move to the Trinity, and that is a little bit out of the textbook order. That's chapter 13. So you're going from what you had in Unit 4, which was chapter 10, Christology, the person of Christ, to chapter 13. Please note that. And there's also a difference in terms of what your expectations are for assignments for Unit 5 on the Trinity, which is really the fundamental doctrine of Christian faith. So we wanted to focus on that in this unit. And so you have a longer, what's called a mastery written assignment. This draws on all the previous material. It will be longer, 5 to 6 pages, 1,000 to 1,250 words. And the idea is for you to, this is kind of like a little bit of a capstone kind of idea for this particular portion of the class. And then, so that's written, and then in Unit 6, you have, we are finishing our focus on the idea, the person of God, and what's involved in the Trinity and the persons within the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And your discussion post will be on the Holy Spirit, and your assignment will not be a written assignment, but will be a PowerPoint or a video, whichever you prefer. You can either do a PowerPoint presentation that draws on the key elements of your Week 5 paper, so you're presenting this in a PowerPoint with a voiceover. There needs to be some audio, or you can do a video, however you prefer to do that using PowerPoint. So that's up to you, and the specifications for that assignment are listed. So I hope you find the class helpful. It's a good opportunity for you to really focus in on the discipline of theology and the core doctrines of God as triune, and the persons of the Godhead. So that's really the focus of the first portion of this systematic theology course. I hope you find it helpful, and God's blessings be upon you.